All right, everyone, we'll go ahead and get started. I call this meeting of the Winthrop School Board to order. Please join me in rising for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our roll call. We do have one of our student representatives out today, Gianni, with a soccer event, and then we have our board member Ivy out as well. And I did want to take a moment to introduce everyone to our new board member, Libby. And we have Megan standing in for Dr. Foley today. Dr. Foley is on Zoom, so she is joining us that way. Are there any adjustments to the agenda? Okay. All right. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the Winthrop School Board meeting of September 3rd, 2025 as written.
Move. Seconded.
Any discussion at all? Okay. All those in favor? Perfect. Thank you. All right. At this time, we'll enter into our public comment section. If there are folks in the room or on Zoom, we ask that those in the room would stand up at our podium and let us know your name and your location. And if there are folks on Zoom, we just ask that you indicate by the raised right hand. Okay. Seeing no public comment, we will close section 3 and enter into our reports, starting with our superintendent report given by Megan.
So I have some notes to share from Dr. Foley and some feedback for you folks from myself. So students and staff had settled into their routines and extracurricular activities have begun. We currently have 2 unfilled positions in the district, the interventionist and ELA position at the middle school and a second grade teaching position at the grade school right now. I'm also happy to report that we will be going into executive session tonight to discuss the support staff contract later this evening and hopefully have a contract for the next 3 years. Please let Colleen know if you folks are interested in going to the fall conference so she can fill out the registration for you. The fall conference theme is Innovate to Elevate, which we also are using for our theme this school year. The days of the conference are Thursday and Friday, October 23rd and 24th. There's always lots of good sessions to choose from, so let Colleen know if you're interested. Sue Fawcett and Becky met with the state to start the discussion about assuming responsibility for 3- and 4-year-olds who will be needing services. CDS currently assumes responsibility for these students. All districts have to assume responsibility by 2027, and we're thinking of joining next year, a year earlier than will be required. Monday, I actually attended the 2025 legislative update in Becky's place. This session is put on annually by Drummond and Woodsum to review changes in statute for the current school year. A few highlights. I have a few highlights to share with the board to make you aware of them. So first, districts will need to adopt a policy centered around the minimum and maximum temperature standards for our schools. At this point, we're going to be waiting to receive guidance from the Department of Education before moving forward with it in our own policy committee. Also, August 1st, 2026, we're going to need to adopt and implement a policy related to the use of electronic devices during the school day. This will have to include cell phones as well as wearable devices. And Drummond and Woodsum is currently developing some draft language that they hope to have available to districts across the state in early 2026. We'll begin our work on our own policy prior to the August deadline using their guidance. Finally, I'm happy to report that the Preventing Student Homelessness pilot program that we've been able to access grant money funds for from the last 2 years has now been signed into law. So the purpose of this program is to provide direct financial assistance to prevent student homelessness and support students and their families in maintaining stable, permanent housing. So that's very exciting at the state level. And that concludes the superintendent's report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Megan. Does the board have any questions at all? Okay. There's a lot of good news in there. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, moving on to the chair report. I don't have a lot to add. I'm just super appreciative for the open houses. I was able to attend all 3, grade school, high school, and middle school, and I'm just really appreciative to the staff and the administration that made those possible. And at this time, we will have Abigail deliver our student representative report.
All right, for athletics, both field hockey and boys soccer had games tonight, and we wish them best of luck. Earlier this week, the Winthrop golf team swept Mount Abram 9-0 at Springbrook Golf Course and will face Dirigo next at Oakdale Country Club. Field hockey earned a 8-1 victory over Dirigo, with Natalie Irwin getting a hat trick, 2 goals each from Sophie Schumann and Evelyn Mortimer, and a goal from Piper Clark. The football team also delivered a dominant 42-0 win over Mountain Valley, with the Rambler defense holding their opponents to just 109 yards. The Boosters continue their effort with a meeting scheduled for tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Tavern on the Hill, where they will plan for homecoming. And a team spot remains for the rescheduled Booster Golf Tournament on Saturday, the 21st, which can be purchased through Rambler Nation's Facebook page. On the academic side, the Drama Club has completed auditions for The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, with cast lists being set to be posted tomorrow. The National Honor Society held its first meeting of the year and has begun planning upcoming activities. In addition, the Peer Mentor Club is preparing to start up again at the end of the month and continue its role in supporting students.
Thank you so much, Abby. Does anyone have any questions for her? Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and recap our committee reports, starting with finance.
Yes, we met and we did warrants 26A, 27A, 27B, 28A, 1A, 1B, 2B, 2A, 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B, and 28B. And we did payrolls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6-2.
Sounds like a productive meeting.
Yes.
For policy, we have not yet met. I know that committee is still kind of up and, Libby, you'll be serving on that one, so we'll get a date scheduled if there isn't already one. And negotiations, have exciting news there. Megan had already touched on it, so we have a ratification in the works, and that will wrap it up from last year. Okay, administrative reports. At this time, we are asking Joel Stoneham to step up to the podium.
Thank you very much. As I put in my report, we got quite a few things done over the summer. I think all 3 schools are in a better place than when we started. We did a lot of carpet and painting within all the buildings. Some of that'll be finished up in the high school just because we ended up taking a little bit longer with the middle school gym, which if you haven't seen it yet, looks fantastic. Kind of a lot of things we did were more about presentation this year than structure. Because of budget limitations, but also just we have to keep those things up because it's important that we show the town and the folks that we're still valuing those things. Really excited that sports has got 167 folks. I think it was 162 or 7. I did write it down after I looked it up. The really cool thing about that is we started an initiative this year about anti-hazing, and to play sports at the high school level, you had to take a NFHS course, and all the coaches tracked that for us. So moving forward, we will probably just have to but address the freshmen coming in to make sure that they take that course also. We feel that's important because it's being proactive, just not only because it's a reminder of things going on, but we just want to make sure that our school culture as well as our sports culture is still what we want it to be. We have other things in place that we can talk about at a different time. I could go down a big rabbit hole with that, but we have, coaches that are always in the locker room. We have open communication with our kids. And I think personally that we're very blessed with the coaches that we do have within the system. So I guess that's kind of it. Opening of school for me really wasn't an opening. We just kind of worked through the summer to get it ready. We did have some last minute things that we had to do with the cleaning company that they addressed last minute. And I know that personally at the high school and the grade school, things looked really great and we were satisfied with that. I would say that it was a positive opening for me. One of the things I didn't get to that's happening now that you'll see is that we're putting in more signs, that Like you see on Main Street when school is dismissed for the grade school. I'm drawing a blank of what those are called, but they're signs that flash and tell you how fast to go. So we're putting one out here for the grade school this way, and then we'll have one up top and bottom for the middle school and high school. And that's been something we've been working on for quite a long time, because it's been a safety concern, especially going through the high school parking lot. And Daryl Bells, I just want to give him a shout out because he's been very helpful. And Anthony Wilson also helped us get a grant for funding for that. So that was huge. So I could talk all night. So I mean, it's things are really well in my world. I mean, that's a lie for maintenance because it's something's always broken and we don't get to what our list is for that day. But we're doing okay. We're in a good spot. So if you have any questions or thoughts or observations that you have questions about, let me know.
Does the board have any questions for Joel? Okay.
Okay,
so much.
good. And I think a lot of that is written out if I was talking too fast. So thank you.
Good. Thanks, Joel, for the update. I appreciate it. Okay, next we'll have Samantha Baldwin from the School Nutrition.
Hello. So as in my report, I stated that we have some new staff. So we had 3 new staffs join our team, 2 at the grade school, which that's 50% of our staff there. But it's going well. They're finding their way and we're doing it. We're getting those kids fed every day. All meals are free again this year. We did switch over from Special Provision 2 to CEP program. That requires us to go off the direct cert instead of collecting applications. So in lieu of that, we sent out economic status forms, and I've been collecting those and processing those to just help get more funding in districts. That's all I have. Okay.
Thank you very much. Does the board have any questions? Okay, thank you so much for your report. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want to add this.
Mhm.
I just wanted to let you know, Abby touched on it. The sports boosters have once again really stepped up for us. Just alone this fall, they've spent about $6,000 on things like cameras that we can take for away soccer games, for uniforms, a new shooting machine for the basketball programs. And I think it's really important that we recognize that, because we set the bar for athletics within our conference, and a lot of that is because of what the boosters do. So just want to make sure that you guys were aware of that. So if you see those folks, please thank them.
Thank you so much, Joel, for recognizing them. And thank you to the boosters too. Okay, at this time, we'll enter into our old business. Entertain a motion to approve the following policies for second reading: IMBB, exemption from required instruction, and GAB, job descriptions.
Seconded.
Any discussion?
So Becky did provide some feedback around, oh, no, she did not. So she said that this is the second reading on these 2 policies and that there's nothing new to report, actually, unless you folks have any further questions or discussion around it.
Okay, all those in favor? Thank you very much for your vote. Okay, entering into new business, I'll entertain a motion to approve the interventionist job description.
Seconded.
Discussion?
This is where there's some advice for just minor revision. So looking at the job description, it is in your packet. Right underneath where it says job requirements or qualifications, it says minimum of a bachelor's degree. We'd like to add the word preferred after that. So it would be minimum of a bachelor's degree preferred.
Any discussion regarding those changes?
Or you could be working up towards it, but it wouldn't prevent you from being able to be eligible for that position.
Okay, all those in favor? Okay, thank you for your votes. Okay, and item 6.2, discussion of the delegate assembly for the main school management assembly fall conference. We had talked about this a little bit at our retreat, and so we do have a date for that for it's Saturday, October 18th. It's a 9:30 beginning, or 9:15, I guess, start. And that's typically, that is a Zoom session that will be done, I think, around 1, maybe a little bit early, noon. Is anyone interested in doing that at all? It's okay if,
I didn't get the chance to check.
no, you're good.
Last night
Yep.
and I realized the last.
Mhm.
And in addition to the delegate, we'll also need an alternate as well.
Yes.
The delegate can.
Mhm. Thanks, Megan. Yeah. I'm always happy to step in.
And is for you, would it also correlate to some dates and do some events?
So this is the kind of the pre-conference that leads up to like the bigger conference that is in person. It's that Thursday and Friday, and Megan does have dates for that. I think you mentioned.
And I have a little bit more information from Becky as well.
Oh, yeah,
Related to, or Dr. Foley around this. So the resolutions that are adopted in this delegate assembly are going to be the expression of the assembly's views regarding various issues and define the board association's position on legislative proposals. So it develops their perspective moving forward and what they're going to support. And it is an important piece that we attend and have our voices heard in that meeting too. But that's kind of the piece, but it does tie into some of the other meetings.
So if is there a requirement? Time requirement, if we're unable to attend.
Becky, if you're on the Zoom, this might be a question you're prepared to answer. And I don't know if she,
So typically the delegates who attend this Saturday Zoom will be the ones sent to the conference.
Okay.
That's how that works. My understanding, having done it before. And then Erica, those dates were the October 23rd and 24th.
Yeah, I had checked on those.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
yep.
There's not a requirement that if you're the representative that you have to go to the conference, because this will be all around the resolutions. And even though they try to tie it all together, it's not as if there's a session you have to then attend at the conference. It's more important, I think, for just the board to be aware of the resolutions that are being adopted by boards throughout the state.
Thank you for that clarification. Did you want to be an alternate? Or did you,
Yeah, I think I can. That's what I was trying to
Okay.
figure out.
you want to,
Calendar, but yes.
you want to do you want to be the first up then? Or do you want to be the primary to attend on the 8th?
It would be.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. I'll write that down in my planner, Erica. And that one. Okay. Okay, and we'll go ahead and have that paperwork for Colleen to send over. Okay, perfect. Okay. That concludes the item 6.2. Item 7 is our second public comment section. So we invite at this time anyone who is in the room who'd like to speak, or anyone who's on Zoom, they can do so at this time.
No hand.
Okay, no hands means is a no-go. So we'll go ahead and close our public comment section and enter into school board comments. Any comments from the board? Okay. All right. Well, that concludes our school board comments. And at this time, we'll start our executive session. Those who have been invited to stick around for executive session, we ask that you stay behind. Everyone else, we invite you to leave.
And there will be action after this executive
Yes, so that
session.
will be recorded. All right, this is the Winthrop School Board coming out of executive session regarding labor negotiations at 6:31. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to ratify an agreement between the Winthrop School Board and the Winthrop Education Association support staff dated July 1st, 2025 through July 30th, 2028.
So moved.
Seconded.
And all those in favor? Thank you. Okay. At this time and without objection, I declare the board meeting adjourned 6:32.